Hey guys, I'm Kyle and welcome back to Desert Sportsman. This week I'm going to show you how to rig our saltwater lines. Start with your line. If there's no loop on the end, what I do is I fold over the fly line like this, and I'm going to make a loop with nail knots in the line itself to connect it to the backing. How we start that off is you'll take your monofilament, anywhere from 13 to 17 pound test. Going to trim it at about 12 to 14 inches, give it a good stretch to make it straight. I'm going to wrap it around the nail nut tool about 6 times back towards my thumb. I'm going to take this end right here and slide it back through the nail nut tool. I'm going to grab my fly line, fold it over like this, and slide it through the nail nut tool. And then I'm going to grab the end of this and pull off the nail knot. I don't tighten it all the way. At first I like to be able to move it around and get it where I want the other ones to line up next to it. So now I tighten it down. I'm going to trim off the tag ends of it. Like that. And I'm going to repeat that 2 more times. All right, now after I got my 3 nail knots lined up, I'm going to cut off the tag end of the fly line. I'm going to grab my UV glue here, and I'm going to glue these 3 knots together to make it smooth for when it goes through the guides. So now that I got my UV glue on there, I'm going to take it outside and let it sit out there for about a minute. That'll make that glue hard and smooth around the knots. Here at Desert Sportsman, this is one of the things that we pride ourselves on, are our knots. We've never had a client come back from a trip and say that our knots failed. We don't like to have people lose fish on our knots. I'm going to go over here and show you how we add it all together. I'm going to take the reel and add backing on it. We're going to tie a bimini twist to it, and then we're going to connect the fly line to it. I'm going to slide the backing around the spool of the reel and back through. I'm going to take it in my hand like this and double it over, wrap it about 6 times. And what that does is create a slip loop like that. I'm going to trim off the tag end of the backing. And I'm just going to slide it down onto the spool of the reel. I like to give it a couple wraps to start off with my hand, and then the rest of it, I'll let the machine take over. All right, now we got the backing on. I'm going to cut it from the big spool here, and I'm going to pull off about 3 to 4 feet, and that's how I'm going to make my bimini twist in there. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to make a big loop like this. I'm going to wrap it about 30 to 31 times around. All right, next is what I like to do is I like to use my knee in this, and I grab the tag end right here, and I'm going to end up wrapping this tag end back down on itself. So I like to use my index finger and kind of guide it with my other index finger up here so we have it all the way down to where it connects like this. I'm going to pinch it right there. I'm going to do a half hitch around one side like this, and then I'm going to tighten it up like that. Next step is to do another half hitch around both lines. Tighten that one up. And then the next step after that is I'm going to do about 6 half hitches all the way around both sides. After I got those like that, I like to wrap it back on itself. It makes a nice smooth, it's not too bulky of a knot. You got this extra piece right here, and we're just going to pull it tight. and kind of use your fingers to guide those extra wraps to make sure it all lines up evenly. And now I'm just gonna cut this tag end off the backing right here. I like to leave a little bit just in case it does slip, but that is your basic Bimini twist. This is how we rig pretty much all our saltwater lines, anywhere from bonefish to tarpon. All right guys, next step is adding the fly line in the backing, or adding the fly line to the backing. I'm gonna take my backing loop right here. I'm gonna take my fly line loop. I'm gonna slide the fly line over the backing. I'm gonna grab my fly line spool. I'm gonna wrap it once and twice around. That'll give us a good connection where our two loops come together. I like to give it a good tight pull and make sure everything looks right and nothing's wrong with it. Next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna spin the fly line onto the reel. All right, now we got the fly line on the reel, and this is our finished product. For more information on these products, log on to www.DesertSportsman.com. See you guys next week. Bye.